why Mr. Bush and Senior on the team, we decided we're going to separate the team. Certainly, the clincher for us was the health of Mr. Palmer, and the prolonged delay. This is not a one-hour circumstance, and other young men in Jamaica get the benefit of swift justice.
Popular dancehall entertainer Vybz Kartel and his 3 co-accused will not be retried for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Williams. President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Marva McDonald Bishop, in providing reasons for the decision that was handed down on Wednesday, said 12 factors were considered. Among them were the seriousness of the offenses, the strength of the prosecution's case, the availability of witnesses for a retrial, the ordeal to be faced by the men if a new trial is ordered, changes to the Jury Act, and the possibility of prejudice based on the information in the public domain regarding the first trial. Despite explaining that the offenses were very serious in nature, McDonald Bishop said that they were powerful factors that would work against the ordering of a retrial. These factors are the insufficient and inadequate account by the prosecution for the availability of its witnesses and trial exhibits, McDonald Bishop said. The complex nature of the trial, which lasted for 64 days and utilized significant resources to complete, was another factor that the appellate court considered in Kartel and his co-accused favor. Other than Kartel, there's also 3 co-accused, which are Sean Storm Campbell, Andre St. John, and Kahira Jones. Kahira Jones, however, will remain in custody because he is serving a sentence in an unrelated case. The highly anticipated decision was delivered by newly appointed President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Marva McDonald Bishop. She led a panel of 3 judges, which includes Justices Paulette Williams and David Fraser. The decision was unanimous. The men were charged in September of 2011 and convicted in March 2014 of Clive Lizard Williams' death. They were sentenced to life in prison in April of 2014. Following an unsuccessful challenge of the conviction in the Jamaica Court of Appeal, they went all the way to the Privy Council in England. The Privy Council threw out their convictions in March of 2024 on the grounds of juror misconduct, but remitted the matter to the Court of Appeal to determine whether there should be a retrial. The top court said that the trial judge should have dismissed a tainted juror, Livingston Kane, who was later found guilty of accepting a bribe to influence other jurors in the case. The Court of Appeal held 6 days of oral arguments on the retrial issue from June the 10th. The prosecution, led by Acting Director of Public Prosecutions, Claudette Thompson, argued for the men to be retried. They argued on the grounds that the accused men must not be allowed to walk free based on a technical blunder or pretrial publicity, as there are sufficient safeguards in the criminal justice system to ensure that the men get a fair trial by an independent and impartial jury. The prosecution accepted that the men's constitutional right to a trial within a reasonable time was breached. There were remedies to address that. They also said that the cost to be incurred should not be weighted too heavily, as no money can be placed on life regardless of the deceased character. The defense, led by John Clark and Isaac Buchanan, argued that the men should be freed in the interest of justice, claiming constitutional breaches, pretrial publicity, and leaking of evidence from the trial. They stressed that the length of time that has elapsed since the incident is a factor that must be weighed against ordering a new trial, especially since the lapse has resulted in the breach of the accused's right to be tried within a reasonable time. They also argued that the ordeal suffered by the men, including Kartel's health challenges, must be factored in the decision not to have a retrial.
One done. Kiss me, baby.